Just listen to how lovely and quiet it is. I think that's a notification that's just gone out. It has. Good evening. Saturday night at the movies. Who cares what picture we're seeing? Cheers. We're not at the movies. Well, I'm on camera at the movies. Cheers. Coffee's hot. I thought we'd have a look into March's energy. March. The March hair. My hair's wet. I'm just allowing it to dry. Air dry. Okay. So I'm just grabbing some cards, just some random cards that I feel drawn to use. Quite a lot. Well, things are moving along swiftly, I can tell you that. She is the Earth Mother, and the animals are messengers. I can tell you that as well. The March hare. That's interesting that I said I was going to look into March's energy. That wasn't my intention. My intention was to look into this spring time, which covers 3 months. But hey, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. The animals are messengers. Hi, blue sky. Happy Saturday to you. The animals are messengers. So we're having a look at March then. You'll notice, you'll be noticing the animals' behaviours more. Oddly enough, is coming through. Insomnia. Okay. With the difference in the colours of the writing, I feel the Divine Feminine, you might be having some sleepless nights this March time because it's pink. And the masculines, you might be noticing the animals trying to communicate with you. Now remember that we have both them energies residing within each and every one of us. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about you. So the energy of the masculine energy talking to animals. Talk to the animals. About who? About whom? Well, it's pink. The Divine Feminine's energy. Hello, sunshine. Sunshine on a rainy day. Hi, Viv. Viv, what are you doing? Sank, let me tell you what I'm doing. I'm tapping into, I was planning on having a look and seeing what's on the cards for this springtime. 1st of March tomorrow. No pinching and punching though. We'll have none of that nonsense. And so I'm tapping into the feminine and masculine energy, which we all have, just to see what's going on, but it's bringing up March, not the whole of spring. We're not to get too far ahead of ourselves. So, heads up, I felt the energy of a meerkat. You might notice the animals behaving differently during March. It's like the masculine element is waking up. They need someone to talk to, so talk to the animals. Hello, little birdie. and either talk to them about you or talk to them about the Divine Feminine. Now, the Divine Feminine, insomnia, all that keeps coming through is just be easy on yourself. So allow yourself to sleep. If you feel more drawn to sleep during the day, then sleep during the day. Now, you might be suffering from insomnia because when the world is like in your area, let's just say that, your neck of the woods, when it's all busy and everyone's tearing around like they do, you know, from, let's say, 6 o'clock in the morning, okay, people are up, kids are getting ready for school, people are getting ready for work, there's lots going on, isn't there? And then there's your daily hustle and bustle. Well, you might feel drawn to sleep during them moments because the rest of them are all busy. So you get the dream state, like, not to yourself, but to those daytime nappers. And you'll find that your dreams will be more vivid. So if you catnap for a couple of hours, and you can do that, you can grab a couple of hours during the day, and then you might only need, you know, a few hours at night. So that's what I feel there. So if you go to sleep at normal times when everyone else is sleeping, all that's on their mind, and I feel the energy of like during the day, they go to bed with worries on their mind, that enters a dream space, and you're in that dream space. Listen, it makes sense if you think about it. Okay? Okay. Hi, Shelbell. Catterday. You should get a mic. It'll really help your channel grow. Oh, I wasn't really in it for that. But obviously, if you had a channel, that would be important to you. I've had this channel for over 8 years now, and it's a very small community. I could give up. I could stop. I thought about it. I thought, what's the point? And the message that comes through is just carry on. Just keep doing. So I'm not too worried about like having lots and lots of people here. A bit like I don't really want lots and lots of people in my dream space. So yeah, you found your way here though. But thank you for the tip if I was, you know, wanting to have a big, massive audience. But they're not drawn to this type of content. It is what it is. I need to put my glasses on to be able to read your comments. But thank you for your, whether it's a concern, I could be monetized as well. I could earn some money that way. I could promote readings to you guys and some, there's a lot of things I could do, but I don't feel drawn to do it. I did go and get a new phone to solve a sound issue, but I'm just using my mobile phone. Can you not hear me then? Because as far as I was aware, the sound is okay. I don't need a microphone. You'll find there's a lot of things that you don't need to get by in life. Let me read your comments. Hi, Paul. Evening. I don't know. Hey, you. I don't know what, no. Not sure what you're talking about. Hi, how are you doing? I'm doing really well, thank you. How are you doing today? I was appreciating the nice, quiet energy. Some people don't like to be in silence or spend time with themselves. It's my favourite time. I'm my favourite person to hang out with. And that's okay. That's why I don't worry about how many people, you know, show up or how many subscribers I have. My channel has been very consistent with just picking up a few subscribers. Open bar, yes, no. That's an add a Q&A sticker. This side it comes up with something to ask you. So an open bar, yes or no? Makes no difference to me. I won't be participating. I don't really drink, apart from coffee. So an open bar, really? Would you like to have an open bar where drinks are free all night long? Would you abuse that? Would you get totally rat-faced? Shit-faced? Sounds like a nightmare to me. But people do that, don't they, to escape the noise. I'm not sure why they don't just go and find, you know, a nice quiet room and sit with themselves. But hey, each to their own. Well, thank you for joining me this evening. It's not about quantity, is it? It's about quality. I look like a teacher, do I? You know, if you go back to when you were younger, I spent a lot of time alone. So that's probably why I don't mind my own company, because I was the youngest of 3 girls, and my mum went off to work, probably when I was about 7, and 7, 8. So on days when I was poorly, I would have her work phone number, and she would go to work, and she'd leave me at home on my own. The house was haunted as well. Absolutely used to shit my pants regarding spirit, ghost. I mean, I'm not sure how I ended up here. Well, I do know how I ended up here. My husband had a near-death experience before he actually died and told me he could see me. So I wasn't so afraid anymore. But before that, this stuff. You wouldn't have found me watching me, okay? I was just very afraid. But how I used to amuse myself was I wouldn't be at school, but I'd play schools. And that's as soon as my mum was out of the door, I would be having books set out, and I'd get all my teddy bears and my dolls out, and I'd set them all up, and I would be the teacher, and we'd do the register. And then I'd have like school books that I would have picked up at what we call like second-hand books, like jumble sales, and I don't know why. I remember one I had on math. I've still got one, ancient Greece. And I would teach. So it's no surprising that that's just something that I enjoy doing. Learning and just teaching. I just find it interesting if you pay attention to what you done when you were left to your own devices when you were younger. I mean, that's something that you were drawn to do, wasn't it? And doctors and nurses. I used to like to play that. So I'm not sure why I just told you that. So I look like a teacher. Let's have a look at the animals and messengers. I'm now thinking about other things I used to do. I used to play like Barbies, and I dressed them up. I'd spend most of the time just dressing them up rather than playing, so I get them all ready. That was one part of me, and then the other part had a skateboard and had very like short hair, and I used to wear dungarees and hang out with boys, and yeah. So inside the house, it was like I was more feminine, and outside of the house, I was like more masculine. Domino Rally, I used to set, actually it's pretty much the same layout as this house, quite a long house, and I used to set up dominoes all through the house. And, you know, down the steps, I'd have ramps and bridges. And I used to have pleasure in, like, setting that off. Jeez. We're taking a trip down memory lane. Judgment. The animals are messengers. Judgment. Okay, so we've got Archangel Gabriel blowing the trumpet here, but he's blowing the trumpet into the feminine's arms, and her arms are outstretched, pointing towards the masculine, who's looking up as Archangel Gabriel, although he might have his eyes closed. I mean, his head is really tilted up to the sky. So the animals are messengers. Look to the sky for signs, judgments. What's coming through is the judgment it's like the masculine's not going to believe, or he's not believing the feminine. So it's like let him have it, as in like a bombardment of signs that are undeniable. Excuse me. Like big signs in the sky. I don't know what they'll be. They're not my signs. They're for the masculine. He's receiving them because he judged the feminine. Scared of spirits. I was scared of spirits. My mum used to say to me that they won't appear in front of you unless, like, you're comfortable and you want them to. She said they're not here to, like, scare you, but I was still scared. Like, even to the point where when my mum was dying, I said to her, please don't just appear in front of me. I mean, I did say that to my husband as well. Don't just appear in front of me. So he sends me signs in other ways. But I did see him in a dream not too long ago. And I feel comfortable with that now. But I used to view spirit as being dark. Insomnia. Let's have a look at this energy for the feminine. Okay. You know when I said to make sure you take care of yourself, you've got to offer yourself unconditional love. The divine is offering it to you. It's up for the taking. Okay, so I feel that March is a test on, whilst the birds drop the pennies, pennies from the sky. I mean, seriously, look at his face. Maybe it would, I was going to say maybe it'll stop raining. Feels like it's rained every day this year. Sleepy tears is coming through. So it's daytime. Why am I saying them words in my mind? Oh, well, that's interesting because I saw the W as an M. So it was master, but then it took me to wanker. Yeah, it's like master, wanker, but then I was taken to master baker, masturbator, master baker, baking bread. Insomnia. This is an offering from the divine. Daycare. Favourite thing to do, add a Q&A sticker. Favourite thing to do, this. This is my favourite thing to do. This. 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so there's a pentacle, Ace of Cups, a divine offering of love. You're offering that to yourself, divine feminine, because if you're not sleeping, you may become imbalanced, as we can get a bit ratty if we haven't had sleep. I'm practicing this myself, but not due to, well, it is due to lack of sleep, but it's going through the menopause. So you hear all these rumours about how I'm going to behave. And it's like, oh, I don't really feel like behaving like that. If anything, I've become more softer and gentler on myself. So I sleep when I feel I need to sleep. I try not to complain about the restless nights, the hot sweats, and I can go into my quiet spaces. I can disconnect from the outside world if I feel it's irritating me. I'm doing my best to get a grip of my emotions, like myself. People will tell me you need to go to the doctors. And it's like, I don't need to do any of that. I just need to be left be to see how I manage myself through this. I'm not trying to prove a point to anybody, just to myself that I can keep myself in check. You're up at 3 a.m? Hi, Ski. They say that those are the most important hours, between 3 and 6, I believe. Do not go back to sleep. Something that Wayne Dyer says. But I think he might be quoting someone else. But there's a quote about when you're awakened during the night, like, do not go back to sleep. Important messages are coming through. I've heard Abraham talk about this as well, Abraham Hicks. And I think that was actually in the interview with Wayne Dyer, because he used to wake up at a particular time, and they say that he probably made his transition at that time as well. But he'd wake up at a particular time, and he'd noticed it on the alarm clock. And he said to Abraham, why? Abraham is, it's Esther Hicks, who goes into like a, I wouldn't say a trance, just allows divine intelligence to talk through her vessel, and their name is Abraham. It's a collective. It's not him or her. It's an energy. I love Abraham. Listen to some Abraham Hicks material. Although the first time I saw her saying, okay, I'll just go and get Abraham, I had to pause the video. I was still a little bit... But this was before I was into tarot. This was before my husband had made his transition. We both used to listen to Abraham. But the very video where she started breathing, I'm like, oh, I'm not really sure if I like this kind of stuff. And I turned it off. But I've been on an Abraham Hicks workshop. I went on a cruise. I've done that on my own. I flew to Miami and done the Caribbean cruise so that I could attend Abraham Hicks workshop. Amazing. When I got back from that, my daughter said to me, there's something different in your energy. Like, you speak differently now. It was a very good experience. Okay, so what I'm picking up here is that's unconditional love towards oneself. You've got the masculine here. You see this pentacle? Well, if it was on its own, it would be the Ace of Pentacles, which is a divine offering of your legacy. But it's right at his feet, but it does look like it's got angel wings on it. But we're leaving it up to nature now to wake up the divine masculine. He can deny the divine feminine and her truth, but he won't be able to deny universal truths anymore. Very quiet, isn't it? I would have been on earlier, but I had to wait for my food shopping. I don't normally order online, and the supermarket that I go to, there's only one place that you can order, like online, like not through them directly, but you can have your food delivered from there. So I tried it, and I knew it was going to be a young gentleman that come. I could sense it was going to be a very young energy. I don't know why. But he did. He turned up and he was a young lad, very polite. I actually scared him because he went to the front door and I come out of the back door. So I made him jump. So he brought the shopping round. He explained to me, he said, "Is this your first time?" I said, "It is." So he explained everything to me. Very charming young man, in his 20s. And he said, "If we're ever going to be early or late, we'll ring you to let you know." And he told me about the carrier bags and the colours of the carrier bags, and make sure that the red bags you put into your fridge. And I think yellow bags are for the freezer, but I had no freezer stuff. Why am I telling you this? I thought to myself, that's a really nice, polite young man. I said, "Thank you for a very pleasant first experience." He said, "We try our best." What's that got to do with the quietness? He had a nice, quiet demeanour around him. You can sense that in some people, that they kind of calm you down. I had this learning to drive because I'm quite well, maybe not so much anymore. I don't know, I feel like I've been humbled. I've humbled myself. I've been humbled. But people expect that I like the same kind of energy, a loud, bubbly, vibrant, sanguine life of the party, which is what happens when I'm around others. And it's a natural, I don't know, part of me that comes out. But let's take it when I learned how to drive. So I learned how to drive when I was 20. Well, I started to learn how to drive when I was 20. And my driving instructor, he used to shout at me and like poke me with his pencil, and he made me a nervous wreck. And I gave up my lessons. And then I decided when I was about 30, I'm going to learn how to drive again. Now this time I had a female instructor and she didn't say a peep to me. She was very calm. She was perfect. Perfect. Just a very loving, feminine energy. Calm. She was perfect. And she had to tell me, she was like, "Can you like go and do your theory?" I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "Because I want to put you through for your test." I'm like, "Okay." I could have carried on just learning and learning. What I found out second time around was I wanted to know everything. So I studied for my theory, like studied so much that I was the first to finish. I just went in there and it was like boom, 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 boom. And out I was. I got my results. They said to me, "You're good enough to be a driving instructor. Thank you very much." Okay, that's just on the theory. In theory. And then I don't tell people when I'm doing stuff like that. I don't want to be like good luck and blah, blah, blah. So I went off and done my theory without telling anyone. Well, my driving instructor knew. And the same with my driving test. So we booked me in for my driving test. And then she's going to go and sit like in the room and wait for me. I'm like, can't you come with me then? She said, I can. Do you want me to? I said, of course. You've come this way far with me. Like, get in the back if you're allowed to. So she was in the back. And once the test had been done and I'd reversed bay parked, he's got out to check my parking. But everyone else was coming back to the test centre. And you can see them all reverse bay parking. And the lines are like underneath their cars. And she's like, oh, they've all failed. And she said, you haven't. She said, you've got 3 minors now. She said, that weren't even your fault. So very loving, calm energy gets me through it. There you go. If it's too aggressive, I'm out of there. Yeah. It's interesting that I align better with people that are calmer than me. Anyway. Walmart. I love a bit of Walmart. Spend all day there. Bit big, isn't it? Like, you guys have a lot of choice. A lot of choice. Why are we talking about Walmart? Walmart. Okay, right. My voice is so soothing. My goodness. I think that's what it is. It's just occurred during me growing up. Should we have a look into March a bit more? How are you guys feeling about March? Are you optimistic? Do you have plans? Let's talk about you. What do you guys have planned for March? I don't have any plans for March. Not like in the diary of an event to go to or anything like that. You're optimistic? That's good. That's good. I'm working on something at the moment, which, you know, when it's, what's the word? But this is, well, I'm going to say towards the latter part of the year, because up until then, I want to, like, not just focus all my attention on that, but I'm finding that I'm focusing a lot of attention on this project, and it's fun. And that might be the insomnia, because I go to bed and my mind's just racing, and I've got ideas, and I can't stop thinking about this project. And I even said to my daughter yesterday, I just want to get going with it. But if I get going with it now, I'm not quite ready yet. So I'm like stopping myself from moving forward too soon with this. But if the opportunity comes, I'm going to grab it. But in a way, my brain is, I could force the project to begin very soon. I'm ready enough to get going, but no rush. I want to take my time with this, and it's exciting. That's what I wanted to say. When you can't sleep at night, is it because you're excited about something? Like burning the candle at both ends. We can do that. When you're inspired in spirit, you don't really worry about time, do you? Okay. You're going to march towards your goals this March. That's good. I want to sing about the Grand Old Duke of York. Should we? Who is the Duke of York? Let's not talk about the royals. Let's not have a look at what they stand for. Let's focus on what we stand for. I can hear a siren outside. Oh, well, there was a chunk of cards that just flipped. They didn't flip. They kind of, I don't know. Sometimes you just can't find the words to explain what you're wanting to say. Well, that's a passionate energy. That's about marching. Well, it looks like the horse is charging towards goals. But the rider doesn't look too happy, does he? I feel like I want something to eat. I don't know why all of a sudden. I've just had food delivered, yes, but no goodies like that. Just like meals. Cat food. That's tough. Sweets and crisps and... Okay, so look what's waiting for you. Like sweets and crisps and peanuts. Chocolate. That keeps coming out with the Rumi message. Like you live in a quarry of sweets. Why do you look so sour? I feel like somebody just can't get themselves out of the doldrums. Okay, 2 unlimited, the tribal dance. Drums, doldrums. Come on. The tribal dance. Okay, the awakening of the student. So it looks like nature, Mother Nature. She is the Earth Mother. We saw. Animals are going to be waking up this masculine. The Hangman, card number 12. Let's go to the Thoth Tarot. You might find your mind elsewhere. Fortune. Destiny. The Wheel of Fortune. It's like destiny is calling you. Destiny is calling the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. But Divine Feminine, so this is time, you've got the offering of unconditional love, and you may be very inspired with an idea. Sleepless nights, makes more sense now. Okay, but it's very important, these messages, these ideas that are coming through. 333. Have you been seeing synchronicities, or is that the time now? I don't know what the time is. It's 8:33 here. Well, 2033. What will you be doing in the year 2033? That's not that long away. That's 7 years. They say about 7-year cycles. So where was you 7 years ago? Fortune. With him, is that where you were skiing 7 years ago? When you put with him, I want to, like, you put HIM. I felt the energy of a him. HYMN. Where was you 7 years ago? The Hangman. Feels like a funeral. And a certain hymn or song from above, the angels. So, the Divine Feminine, you have been called to stand up and be counted. The masculine, I feel, is still to like stand up for himself and his own beliefs. His own true beliefs. Because I feel the energy of believing others, but not believing the Divine Feminine. Silly Billy's coming through. The Divine may make the masculine look like a fool or appear to be a fool, but we know what the fool does in the end. Takes that leap of faith. Risk it all, Bruno Mars's new song. I'd risk it all for you. Knight of Cups. It's like it's a ticking time bomb in that cup he's got there. Okay. That's not that. So, oh, that's interesting because it looks like a crab, which would take me to Cancer, a ticking time bomb. If you don't follow your soul's calling and you remain not at ease with yourself, it's within the word of disease. You are not at ease with yourself, like dis-ease. And that's what creates illness and aging. When you're not following your true calling. So you've got a Pegasi here. And a ticking time bomb. I'm not even sure if it looks like a cup. Because it doesn't look like the, I mean, look how he's having to hold, to hold it. I feel that this is like having to hold things together. But it's like a ticking time bomb here. Have a look at the, I don't know what you call it, like, it's not a handle, is it? It's like the base of the cup. This one's balanced on the hand here, where this one's having to be gripped. But the base looks wonky. Foundation, wonky. Like if you put that down flat, it would. It's like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. When I went to Italy, I was staying in La Spezia, and myself and Emily jumped on a train to Pisa. It took us about an hour, I think. It literally got off the train, walked through Pisa, went to the tower, got a few photographs, back and got the next train back. Day trip to Pisa. We was there for like an hour and then got the next train back. We got strength. Something about combining the strength here. When up the top here, this yellow. If you have a look at Gabriel's head here. So this really does feel like the divine is taking care of the masculine, whilst the divine feminine takes care of herself. Princess of Wands. Why? Because the masculine's pulling the divine feminine down. It's her time. But it feels like all the time that she's trying to pull him up out of the, I don't know, it's like he's comatized. It's heavy. You know when, have you ever carried somebody or had to hold up somebody who is dying and they're like a dead weight? That energy, they're like really heavy. I did with my mum. When I was looking after my mum, she was in a hospice. And there's 3 of us, daughters, and we all just took time off work and stayed with her. But we do little shift work, you know, so whilst one was off with the family, one would be with my mum. And it was the day before she died, and I was on my own with her, and she wanted to go to the toilet. And I hadn't had a problem lifting her up and putting her like on a commode. But this one time I did, and it broke my heart. And I remember just like trying to hold her, and she was so heavy, and I'm looking in her eyes, and her eyes were black, like. And I just was crying. I was like, Mum, I can't like hold you. I can't pick you up. And I had to go and ask for help, and I found that heartbreaking. But like, you have to ask for assistance. And that's what I felt in that energy. If you have a look, the feminine now, and then have a look at the tiger. It's like he's not awake. It's like she can't make it through all the time that she's holding on to him. So let him go. The divine has him. The divine's going to keep him in check. What's interesting, okay, keep him in check. So I spoke about like being humbled. So he's going to be humbled. It could have something to do with money. There's no number. I know it's the Princess of Wands, but there's no number. So the Divine Feminine's, it's time. Your number's been called. High Priestess. There's work for us to do on this planet. During March, it will be about, I don't know, because I feel the energy of like when you cast your net. So the Divine Feminine's going to cast her net, and it's going to bring back a lot of fortune. Where the Divine Masculine may be having checks that are being bounced. Payments are bouncing. He's not able to cover it. It's the Divine Feminine's not allowed to sacrifice her lot for him. He has his own sacrifices to make. This is time for the Divine Feminine to gather her harvest. What's interesting is I'm feeling the energy of the resurrection, and I don't know if it was the actual resurrection of Jesus, but when he told like his disciples, the fishermen, that to go and try their net again because they were not catching any fish. And they thought it was pointless. And then they trusted. Well, the Divine Feminine trusts that she's being taken care of, and she's trusting that the Divine Masculine is being taken care of. He needs to do the same. He needs to trust in the Divine, that the Divine has provisions available. What deck is this? This is the Thoth Tarot. Thoth. The High Priestess. say the princess? It says the Princess of Swords, so the Page of Swords, but I feel a masculine energy here. The Green Man, but I'm taken to like the Green Goblin. Oh. So Spider-Man. What I was going to say before was the masculine may feel as if he's being like led towards dead ends. Like cast your net over there and it comes back with nothing. This is all divinely intentional. There's something that he needs to cut away from. Like the Green Goblin. Like he was evil in disguise, wasn't he? Well, like his character, his human character was like meant to be a professional person, but like green with envy. So the masculine needs to deal with this. How will he deal with this? Well, he'll have to, won't he? If he's not coming up with anything, or he's coming up short, and the divine feminine is raking it in, he's going to have to deal with jealousy issues. Why her and not me? Well, keep asking that question. Why her and not me? Futility. It's like everything just feels as if it's pointless. I want to ask, do you feel, like I'm speaking to the masculine's energy, do you feel there was a time when the divine feminine felt that it was all pointless? But she didn't give up on herself. Or on the world. She did not give up. All these cards are the same colourings here. The tone. Seven of Swords, just the sneakiest, most sneakiest card in the deck. Was the divine feminine sneaking around? Or was she living her truth? Trying to live her truth, authenticity. Well, we've got the Knight of Discs, who's the slowest moving knight in the deck. And this is the energy of, I feel the horse has even had enough. In the end, this masculine will have enough of his own behaviour. He would have had enough of it. Guarded, shielded, it's dark. And it looks now, because he's on his own, as we walk in fields of gold. Why are they not letting me know what the lyrics are? Among the fields of barley. Does it say something about the jealous sky? As we walk in fields of gold. But I feel, what's the words coming through? Do you remember me? Will you be my love? Among the fields of barley. Knight of Discs. So it's heavy, like even his armour's heavy. Look how his helmet's falling back. That feels the energy of you will look up, because he's blocking all signs in nature. No, I did not see that sign. No, didn't see. I've heard this firsthand. Do you see the signs? No. No signs? No. So the head's going to be tilted upwards. Denial. We have Dominion, the Two of Wands, the card of partial success. You look after your domain and I'll look after mine. But it does feel like the energy of the masculines being like minions. I used to want to be a minion. My daughter said to me, you do know that the minions are not like particularly like nice characters. I said, oh, maybe I don't want to be a minion anymore. Two of Wands. We have the masculine symbol right at the top here. It does feel like he wants to do things his own way. And he's being left to do that. And we have the Prince of Cups. Something about skimming the water. He's looking into this cup which has a snake in it. And that snake rectifies things. The snake represents the Kundalini, sexual energy. So where we had like him a ticking time bomb trying to get rid of that cup, he now has a cup right in front of him. He's skimming the water here, so this could be like a ripple effect. He's looking directly into the cup. It's like he's got this heavy eagle on his head. So now it feels like this cup has been put into his hands. I'm not sure what his other hand is doing or what it's got. Looks like a duster. And whilst he was cleaning, like doing the dusting, this cup was thrust into his hand. He's got this snake. It looks like he's hypnotised. So I'm taking to like Aladdin. And lots is coming through, like the genie, but being a genius, love, sex, romance, the blend of those. I mean, the blend of those is going to make you tip-top condition. But the energy is still cold. But it is the Prince of Cups. The page, no, that would be the Knight of Cups. So we've already seen the Knight of Cups. When did we see the Knight of Cups? Did we see the Knight of Cups? No. We saw the Knight of Wands. Maybe the Knight of Cups was in an earlier message. Oh, we've got love. Two of Cups. It's just overflowing. Like, I'm seeing like koi fish. And we've got the feminine symbol. And we've got... What's they look like? Binoculars. I don't know if that's a symbol for Cancer, like the star sign. But like these are, it's like healing. What's going to heal you? It doesn't take a genius to work out what's missing. Love. Love, sex, romance, affection, interaction. Okay. The Two of Cups. Love. The lotus flower grows from the mud. Success, we like this. Six of Discs. It does take someone to bring in a balance though. It's like a justice card, but it's... This isn't like divine justice or that. It's not divine justice. It's a physical justice. So somebody will balance out the scales themselves. Lots of symbols on here. Are you seeing the signs? So I was pointing out here. It's like, I think that might be the Cancer symbol. And over here is the feminine symbol. This feels a really nice calming energy. It's like a blend of all the hues, Huey Lewis and the news. That's the power of love. The power of love. You've just got the Hermetic Tarot deck. Interesting. Cheers. It takes two to make a thing go right. Rob bass. And I came to get down. Rob bass, but what's coming from it? What's coming through is wrong place. I came to get down. Well, as in, like, I came to get depressed. You might not be able to come because you're depressed. However you wish to take that. Purpose. You possess the determination and dedication to consciously demonstrate love. Purpose. I'm singing, it's my party and I cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. Someone's having their own little private pity party. I've had many. I'm not going to lie. I've been down and out, all alone. Announcing to the divine that they would cry too if it happened to them. But, hey, you move through it. So people with a purpose are leaders. People with a purpose, coupled with compassion, are teachers. You have come to a point in your journey when you must demonstrate to yourself that you are a teacher. So interesting that that's been spoke about in this reading, in this live discussion. Someone said, you look like a teacher, and I went on to say about how I've always felt drawn to that role. So people with a purpose are leaders, but people with a purpose coupled with compassion are teachers. You have come to a point in your journey when you must demonstrate to yourself that you are a teacher. Now is the time to be the change that you want to see in the world. Being a person of integrity is your goal. You know your place in the world and how you may be an example to others for the betterment of humankind. You tend to have a very strong intuitive side and use it on a daily basis for clarity of purpose. So this feels very much, well, it feels like my own energy of the channel and showing up. I'm told just to show up. Carry on, they say. Carry on regardless. So you tend to have a very strong intuitive side and use it on a daily basis for clarity of purpose. So I felt the energy of the divine feminine. This is why you're needing to let go of what no longer serves you. Let go of that which is dragging you down. If it's not lifting you up, then it's dragging you down. You have a passion for everything you do, seeing each day as an opportunity to manifest love. You are blessed with a sense of inner peace. Feel it. You are blessed with a sense of inner peace because you are satisfied with who you are and what you have. Life seems easy because you have learned that you don't have to make the choice between love and fear. You already know that the negative energy of fear is not an option. Be a guiding light. Show the world how it's done. Divine Feminine, be a guiding light and show the world how it's done. March, this March time. Multitask. Open up to love. Another chance. This is a very beautiful energy. I could sit in this energy all day long. Moving along swiftly. I told you that at the beginning, that things are moving along swiftly now. Pay attention to detail. A zest for life. You've got to have a zest for life to be able to create and live your best life. This isn't new stuff, is it, that you're hearing? Sacred Spirit reading card. Two minutes past 9. Let me just, my daughter's messaged me. Let me just, oh, okay. Interesting because, I mean, I've seen her today. I've got 2 messages from my daughter, which I'll read out. They're very brief. 24 minutes ago. The first one says, so much has just happened within like 2 weeks. I mean, I've seen her today. So what's she talking about? And then she's put, we need a chat when I get home. Sounds serious, doesn't it? I'm okay. It's not like she doesn't need a chat with me about anything that I've done. I'd know if I had done something that needed a chat about. So I would just message her and put, okay, darling, let's do that. I hope that you are all right. We need a chat. We need a chat when I get home. Okay, so much has just happened within like 2 weeks. What has she found out then? Hey, what your age, ma'am? I am swiftly approaching 49. So I'm currently 48. I find that really hard to relate to because I do not feel 48. And I feel I'm not even halfway through this experience. So, yeah, exciting. But I look 13, fantastic. It's reversing the aging process. When I first realised that being happy affects a lot of things is when, let's just say, like I left the corporate world. So I'd been working for a company called Mothercare, which sold, well, it looked after pregnant ladies and preparing, families for the birth of their child and into their life. So I worked there, and one day I was mistreated, being blamed for, I wasn't even given the opportunity to explain what had happened I suppose it's a bit like that. A lot had happened in 2 weeks. My boss had been away on holiday, and then when she came back, some supervisors, well, the other supervisors, had gone and said stuff about me, and I was called into the office. Well, first of all, I had a lot of attitude from her first, asking me if I'd done this, that, this and that, and I'm like, all of that stuff's been done. And there was another point to it where our company purchased a company called the Early Learning Centre, which was a toy shop, okay? Early learning for children, toys. And we had a 3-storey building. And so Early Learning Centre was going into Mothercare store, and it was having its own shop floor, and I was asked whether or not I wanted to be the supervisor of that department. Yes, loved it. Love kids. Great position, apart from the Mothercare staff didn't have a clue how this was operated because it had its own system. I had to order my own stock, do my own rotas. I was like the manager of that department. And even my boss did not have a clue. So I'd have my own window decals to come in. I'd have my own staff, a completely different setup. And no one else knew how to run the department apart from myself. So I had a bit of an issue. It was over the Christmas period, run up to Christmas. And people were taking phone calls and reserving my stock, for long periods of time when, let's say we had a wooden doll's house that was slashed to half price. They'd have phone calls on the day and they'd be reserving these items, but not saying to the customer a time limit to come and pick it up, and we can only keep it at this price, for today. We can't guarantee it's going to be that price when you come back. So I was having people come back to pick up stock, wanting it half price when the price had gone back up. And I had told them, could you please let all your staff know, I don't think that's unfair. But they had gone and complained about me. So when my boss come in, first of all, she started attacking me about the window. Have I done this? Have I done that? It's like all of the things have been done. And so I kind of walked out of the staff room, because this was at the beginning of the day, and just went to my shop floor and carried on. The next thing, another supervisor came out and said, she wants to see you in the office. And I said, at the moment, I don't really want to go and have this conversation. Can you tell her that I'll be in soon? And anyway, that wasn't acceptable. I had to go to the office. So I went into the office and I tried to explain, and she was just, shouting at me. So-and-so had said this, that. And I just stood there and I just took my badge off and I just said, I'm not doing this anymore. And I put my badge down. And her response was, and that for me is, I'm gone. How fucking rude. So I left. Why am I telling you about this? Why am I telling you about my leaving? I left. I know why I'm telling you this. I was I was just going into a UK size 16 at this point. I'm currently a 10 to 12, UK 10 to 12, but I was getting podgy. And when I left, the weight just dropped off of me. I become self-employed. I started personally developing. This was the 31st of January, 2011, and I'd left Mothercare December, just before Christmas, 2010. And I got into network marketing and got my hands on personal development books, and I started studying, and everything started changing. My body, well, all of it, the way I thought about life, myself. So that's when I first realised that your well-being is very much based on your happiness. Because people would see me and say to me, have you been on a diet? What have you done? I said, I got happy. I got out of that kind of treatment. And yeah, went solo. Right, anyway. That's what I had to say about that. It's like all those years of dedication, and I got a shrug. And not even a chance to defend myself. Can we see the difference, please? I don't have any photographs that I would show you, and I do not even resonate with that person that I was. You'll find that you will not resonate with old photographs of yourself or behaviours. That was just a version of you that like no longer exists. We have meditation. Okay, so this is really interesting because they seem to be looking up. Meditation. How many of you are rolling your eyes? Meditation is just being with yourself. Card number 27. Improvements require persistence. 2011 is when I started my personal development, my personal awakening journey. Improvements require persistence. I'm sorry to hear of your loss. I'll read out your comments. I lost the love of my life of 19 years in a car crash. Show me something that helps me believe for the future. Well, you've gained an angel. Unless you're ignoring the signs. You know that they're there. There is no separation. There's a reason why you're here, purpose, why you're here and they're not. They are able to guide you from the other side. It's part of the process. And you can connect through this energy. And I am sorry for your loss, but you have gained an angel. They can help you so much more. From that standpoint, improvements require persistence. Create goals with intention. Okay. Meditation is an important aspect of spiritual practice. proven to relieve mental stress, physical pain, and improve a person's outlook on life. Meditation is not bound to religion, culture, or spiritual groups. Anyone can practice meditation, and everyone can receive its benefits. So there is no excuses, only the ones that you're coming up with. So meditation is proven to relieve mental stress, physical pain, and improve a person's outlook on life. Used and practiced for thousands of years, meditation is often associated with spiritual understanding and enlightenment by achieving direct communication with a supreme being or ultimate reality. For example, the enlightenment that Buddha received underneath the Bodhi tree. Using concentrated focus upon the breath, sounds, visualizations, objects, or movement meditation can enhance relaxation, strengthen the mind, and instigate spiritual growth and self-awareness. These different meditative practices can be simple in nature. It's just that energy of nature, okay, coming through. These different meditative practices can be simple in nature or emotionally groundbreaking, dependent upon your needs and intentions for this practice. You may be feeling stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed now, poor sleep patterns, or insomnia. Okay, let's pay attention. Insomnia. So you may be feeling stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed now. Poor sleep patterns or insomnia are triggered by technology use and require you to detach from the materialism and wants of today. How do I say this word? Respiratory issues may arise now. Please see a suitable professional if you require attention. So right now, meditation holds the answer. Focus on your breath. Reconnect back to self, where you will have more time and energy for the areas in your life that have been neglected. A form of meditation is required now for you to feel whole once again. Be aware that your mind reflects your physical world. Is it balanced or imbalanced? Busy or still? Chaotic or calm? Noisy or quiet? Physiological and psychological change is taking place. Use meditation to assist in healing, health, and well-being goals, specifically to set intentions, aid physical recovery, and influence mind mantras. Importantly, now is the time to focus on your personal health and well-being. The shadow aspect is chaotic, dismissive, emotional detachment. The sacred crystal is fluorite. Your angel assistants, Archangel Cassiel, serenity, solitude, and temperance. The affirmation: my mind creates a reflection of my physical world. I am at peace. I am indeed. Does that mean that you'll find yourself at peace with yourself when you are indeed? Good deed. Oh, you're welcome. 1810. I've got a tickly throat. Time to say cheerio then. You've got this. Have I got the cards? You've got this. Yes? Yes. You've got this. Let the fire inside of you burn brighter than the fire around you. I'm wanting to say, I do hope to see you all another day. I'm hoping that you come back to visit. Be the reason someone smiles today. Be there for others, but never leave yourself behind. And we'll finish with this message because my throat's really, really tickly. Believe you can, and you are halfway there. Have yourself a lovely day. I will talk to you guys soon. Until then, you know what to do, don't you? Take care of you. With much love.